All right, for this explainer, we're going to put on our detective hats. We've got a really frightening and pretty urgent puzzle to solve. And by following the clues together, we are going to uncover a diagnosis that you absolutely need to know about. So just imagine this for a second. Out of absolutely nowhere, with zero warning and no pain at all, the vision in one of your eyes just vanishes. It's a terrifying thought, right? So what on earth could cause something so dramatic but so completely silent? That is the exact question we're going to tackle. So we have our central mystery, sudden, painless, one-sided vision loss. To solve this, we really need to treat it like a case file. We're going to look at the evidence, line up all the potential culprits, and just follow the clues until we land on the right diagnosis. You know, every good investigation starts by looking at the usual suspects. And in the world of eye problems, there are definitely a few common conditions that probably come to mind. But the real question is, do they fit our very specific set of clues? Let's find out. Okay, let's dive into this lineup. First up, acute glaucoma. The keyword here is severe eye pain. Our case is completely painless, so that's a definite mismatch. What about conjunctivitis? You know, pink eye. Well, that's more about irritation, redness, maybe some discharge, not the kind of sudden, complete vision loss we're talking about. And finally, there's papilledema. That involves swelling that causes headaches and nausea. So again, pain is a factor. Bottom line, none of these fit the silent, painless profile of our mystery. So after ruling out all the common culprits, we're left with one diagnosis that just perfectly matches every single clue in our case. The culprit is a condition called central retinal arterial occlusion, or as it's more powerfully and simply described, an eye stroke. So what exactly is an eye stroke? Well, the formal name is central retinal arterial occlusion, or CRAO for short. What happens is the main artery that feeds blood to your retina gets blocked. Just imagine a dam suddenly popping up in a river. The flow of oxygen and nutrients is cut off instantly, and the retina's light-sensing cells, well, they just begin to starve. And listen to this, the clinical description from our source material just perfectly captures it. Quote, profound, acute, painless monocular visual loss. I mean, that is a perfect match for the clues we've been following from the very beginning. These are the absolute telltale signs that make this diagnosis so specific. It's that unique combination. It happens in a flash, there's a complete absence of pain, and the fact that it only happens in one eye. All of that points directly to an eye stroke. So how does this blockage even happen? Well, here's the interesting part. It almost never starts in the eye itself. Usually a tiny clot forms somewhere else in the body, often in the big carotid artery in your neck or because of heart disease. Then that little clot breaks free, travels through your bloodstream, and gets stuck in the very, very narrow central retinal artery. And bam, it instantly blocks all blood flow. Okay, so we've solved the medical mystery, but we're not done, not by a long shot. Because now we come to the single most important piece of information in this whole explainer. This isn't just a fascinating diagnosis. Understanding this could one day be absolutely critical. Let me say that again because this is the crucial takeaway. Sudden, painless vision loss in one eye is an ocular emergency. It is a massive flashing red light that means you need to get medical attention immediately. So the crucial point is, why do they call it an eye stroke? It's because mechanically, it's the exact same process as a brain stroke. A clot blocks an artery. The only difference is the location, the retina versus the brain. But, and this is so important, an eye stroke is often a warning shot. The same conditions that cause this one little clot can easily cause another one, and that one might be heading to the brain. That's why it has to be treated with the same urgency as a brain stroke. You're not just trying to save your vision, you might be trying to prevent a much more devastating stroke later on. You know, we started with a frightening question, and now we have the answer. An eye stroke is a silent event, but its consequences can be huge. Now you know the signs: sudden, painless, one-sided vision loss. So the final question is for you. If this happened to you or to someone you know, would you recognize it and act fast enough?